Hey guys, welcome to another video, and we're back in the forest after the last tips video was very popular. I thought let's have a look at what I'm building at the moment. So I've turned off the HUD and the icons so we can see this as clearly as possible. Now originally I built a base, and you can see that behind here. I built it around the tail end of the plane, and once I got myself safe I found myself in a position to do a focused build on a particular theme, and I saw this bay and it was just begging for something. I thought, right, let's create a village. Why not? An area where we've got all the resources we need to live on the island. And I think if you were a survivor, this is probably what you would do, unless you built a massive castle. But that isn't necessarily as functional as you want it to be. So here we go. Let's have a look at the village. Let's start at the top. Now over this side we have one of the entrances. Now these have log doors, which is really the only way you can create a doorway in the game. And to protect that, because cannibals really go for these doors, I build stone walls around them. And I create this like narrow passage that the cannibals rarely get down, and it protects those doors and makes it safe basically. And around the perimeter of the village I've built a fence. I've used bones and sticks, and I find that the cannibals don't really go for these for some reason. That may change at some point, I guess, but they tend to leave them alone, just run past them. So I thought that was the best bet, and that's quite a lot of work, as you can probably imagine. So if we go onto the pathway, the first thing we encounter is a shack. It's kind of a guard post for the village. You get a security guard in there. And then on the left we've got the aviary. Now here I've built some bird boxes, and you can gather feathers from these, which is very handy. You can build your arrows. And then just opposite the aviary is the general store. Now I've built some shelving here. We've got some water points, some general storage, some general construction goods, and it's all laid out in here. I can store it in here if need be. Got some rabbits as well, freaky rabbits. I built a nice little kind of entrance area there. So you proceed further down. Now this is probably the grisliest room in the village. This is the charnel house. This is where I burn the cannibal bodies to collect their bones, because actually it's a really good resource, and you see we use it to effect later in the Great Hall, for instance. We've got a log cabin here. This is the luxury apartment. Whoever stays there is in charge. And we carry on further down. We've got a little garden area. Got a garden at the back. We've got some meat drying, a little shack where we store things to maintain the plots, and with some fencing around there. And this is all connected via these stone edged pathways which clear the ground of any particular item, so they're very sort of clear and they look good. And they're the streets, if you like. Now this building here it's kind of like a lookout point. I can fire at the cannibals from here, although you can still do that from the fence, but it's going to probably become something else. I'm not quite sure what this is going to become. It may be someone's abode, someone's house. But beyond that is probably the most important room in the village, aside from the Great Hall, and that is the pub. We've got a pub here. You can see we've got some chairs, some different furniture, some nice rabbit skins on the wall, always going to give you a bit of a pickup, and this grisly skull hanging above the fireplace. That's the pub. Haven't got a name for the pub yet, but if you can think of one, we'll use it. Further out we've got the gazebo, if you fancy sitting out and watching the ocean here. And as we approach this area, the name of the village becomes more apparent, because actually I kind of nicknamed this Turtle Village. And what you'll see is the turtles come up on the beach here. They're not only a great resource, but, you know, we've got quite friendly with them. We've given their name to this village, Turtle Village. This is a nice little garden area, a nice seating area. You can sit here, relax, and watch the ocean over that way. And then the other end of the village, another one of those special entrances. Now up here we do have a tradesman entrance if we need to bring the sled in here with more logs on. We can, because you've got double doors and it's quite wide. Get the sled in through there. In the back here we've got a garden which has only just started, so we're kind of getting on with that. Now as we move through the roads, the streets of the village, it kind of has a bit of an ambience. We've got nice strong walls, and here, this is the Great Hall. 2-story structure. It's quite grand. We've got furniture, people can come and hang out here. You've got a nice couch or sofa, whatever you want to call it, and we've got some bone chairs at the back here. Maybe they play chess here. We can go out here. Opposite that, we've got a weapons locker. Keep some clubs here in case we get attacked and we need to grab them up and defend the settlement. And then next to that we've got the armory, where we've got some bone armour, and we've also got some lizard armour, lizard scaly skin armour there. And a tower next to the Great Hall where you can climb up and get onto the landing platform and zip line out of here. Now we've got a garden at the back. We've got some blueberries growing, which is very handy. We've got a little shack with some herbs growing there as well. We keep all the tools in here that we need to maintain the gardens. And it's all connected up with the pathways still. Beyond, we have a little old shack. Apparently a hermit lives here, and he had a boat. He's got a boat there that has crashed against the rocks and seen better days. And then we've got some little tents where some people like to sleep out in the tent down by the shoreline at night if they want to. Very cozy down there within the safety of Turtle Village, with the perimeter fence going all the way around. Let's go back up on the tower here and climb up. You can see I put a few fences up and around so that when you fly back in you don't career off the edge of the building and damage yourself. Gets a bit windy up here. So this gives you a good outlook. So I've tried to gather together lots of resources within a secure environment, and I find it works very effectively. It helps that I've also put some fences up further along, keeps the mutants away and the cannibals focused into certain areas. And we've got the zip lines that lead out. There's one here that leads out, and it's actually very effective. So that's currently where we're at. I'm going to put more into this village. If you're interested in seeing the next stage, now I know this is a lot of work, and if you're new to this game this may be intimidating, but it's actually quite achievable. I am going to give a building guide very soon on the channel, and probably a pro tips guide as well, to have a look at how we can get to this stage. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I find myself totally absorbed into this task. And you can see, look, over there, the cannibals by the fence. They can't get in. And I will go and deal with those cannibals very soon. Okay, guys, so I hope you found that video useful. If you've got any questions, add them in down below. If you like it, click the thumbs up. And I will see you very soon. Thanks again.